All right. Now, if I unmute, I got you up. I got the phone number going across. I got that happening. We're looking pretty good now that I got everything going the right way. So, you know, you get a couple old guys on here like you and me. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. We're having too much fun there. That's what the problem was. We're just having too much fun. Somebody says you have too much fun. I guess it is legal. You're allowed to have too much fun for a little while. So, hi, everybody. How y'all doing in the room tonight? Glad everybody could join us. Glad you could all be here. As you can see, Countryman's in the house. Yep, there's the call-in number, 513-258-5969. To call in to talk to everybody. I see Foggy made it. Miker's here. Show 13. Silo's in the house for a change. Where have you been, my friend? Silo's been hiding on us. That's what it is. I know. They'd probably say something like work or whatever, but I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that work stuff. So, yeah. Chat administrators here. Now, somebody's got to keep track of us while we're on here together like this, country. We'll get in big trouble, just the two of us. Better have a woman watching us. We'll be in big trouble. In case you guys didn't know, chat administrator is a female. Watch your butts. You're on your own. Okay? Planting. Been planting. Oh, that's a good thing to be doing. Matter of fact, my daughter just picked up some live flowers for my mother, or for her mother, for Mother's Day. So my daughter picked up flowers for my wife for Mother's Day. So when my wife comes home from school, she'll have those. So, country, a hot man today. It's 80 degrees up there, is it not?
It's not that bad, but I tell you what, the windows are open.
Windows are open. I've got the air conditioning on because of my wife's skin problems. So we've got the air on today, and I'll probably have to shut it back off tonight. But you got to keep the house cool enough for her, otherwise she has big problems. So good night, Fog. Fog's got to check out. He's got to go to work or do whatever. So we'll catch you later. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I it? Oh, it just has a robot. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I'm losing myself in a conversation. So we've got Countryman in the house for tonight, and we've got 3 videos by him. If you have not seen them, we're going to show them here. And the first one we're going to talk about is his monthly grocery haul. Now, this is a once-a-month thing that's going to happen, hence the name Monthly Grocery Haul. And you have $125 that you allocate for food permanent every month. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And this month you happen to have a little extra.
I did do a little extra. Rich, I'd like to make a public service announcement right quick.
Well, anything you want to do publicly in service, that's fine. Go right ahead.
Well, first of all, me and you are both old enough to know better and too old to care. Second of all, this show is not about you, Rich, and it's not about me. It's about everybody in the chat room. So if you got a question, you want to learn something, if I don't know it, maybe Rich does, maybe somebody in the room does. But if you guys just sit there, we ain't going to learn nothing. Yep. So type it in the text room, call in, do what you got to do. Let's learn together. That's all I got to say.
That's wonderful. For every one of your shows, that's the way he feels about his shows. We want to get that out there. And starting, I'll tell you guys now, starting next week, probably on Monday, chat administrator tells me by Monday we should be absolutely commercial free. So that's what we're shooting for. You guys won't be the stuff, but we threw the big money at it this week, and she made the phone calls and got the paperwork going and got everything and told all of us, don't put anything on the website because she's got to get it all moved. So that's what we're waiting on. So yay, we're happy with that one going on. So country, your big haul this month, how much did you spend? Close to.
I spent about $185, give or take.
For a month's worth of groceries, you spent $185.
And yes.
Now we've got people who go out to dinner on $185. You know, big people like Show 13 and whatnot. You know, they got all that big money. I know he spends $100 and some odd dollars just on a burger. So, yeah. All right, well, let's start that and roll that monthly haul video. I'm going to put that one in and play that one, the grocery haul. And that's what we're going to put in and go through this way. Now remember, you guys can call, and we'll take your calls, and of course you can always ask questions in the chat room. And anytime you want me to stop the video, just yell out and I'll stop the video.
Hey y'all, I want to show you what all I bought this for my shopping spree that I just did. I got a hamburger, was $2.99 a pound. It's not a good deal, but I had to have some. I bought 4 packages. I can get 4 meals out of each one. That's 16 meals right there. And
all right, now I got to ask a question. I got to ask you a question, Country. You've got 4 packages of ground beef. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, why did you buy it in 4-pound packages? Was it because it was cheaper that way, or is it cheaper in a bigger chunk, or easier to manage in your freezer, or why did you buy it in that quantity? Is that just what they had, or what?
Well, if you buy smaller packages, it costs you more. They don't have the big 10-pound chubs at the grocery store that I go to, and it wasn't a deal. I mean, I think that was $2.98 a pound, but I can take one of those out and thaw it out, and I don't have to use it all one day. I'll put it in the refrigerator, and I can get at least 3 or 4 meals out of that, maybe more.
Yep. Stretch that out, no doubt. That question is what I wanted to ask, because I see a lot of people go, oh, well, I like to have my stuff frozen in 1-pound packages, and I'm thinking, why don't you just buy it in a bigger quantity, get a better price on it, and break it up at home by yourself? That's what I do with mine. And you got it in the middle quantity there, so I didn't know that. Okay, so they don't sell the big 10-pound roll or anything of that in your store, so that's great. That's great. All right, let's see what else you got here.
the Genio hot Italian turkey sausages. There's 5 in a pack, and I can make those last. I know everybody's gonna yell at me. I got 4 breads. They were $1 a pop.
All right. Now the reason you said they'd yell at you about the bread is because I know most of the time you make your own bread. But a loaf of bread for $1 a pop, you know, I get that down here at Kroger's. That's, you know, and sometimes they have it just marked down a little cheaper. I can grab them, throw them in the freezer. They're just as good later on. I don't know, some people like to freeze bread, some people don't. I can freeze bread, I can freeze cheese, I can freeze, you know, I grew up under that. We froze everything. So
I usually bake my own bread. JNO00's got a real good recipe on YouTube. I use his recipe to make my own bread, but I bought some sandwich meat, just a pound of it for a treat for me, and I went ahead and bought some bread. But I do bake my own. It's real easy. You can check out my video or JNO's and do it yourself. I've got yeast. It works out real good.
Well, we'll have to, you know what, we'll have you shoot another bread making video here for too long. You can do that for us. So, all right, let's go on with the video here.
Now, one of my major expenses that I did have, I special ordered this in because I am going to make a Mexican soup. That is 10 pounds of beef tripe. I paid, I think it was $1.29 a pound, $1.59. I'm not for sure. I forgot. But it's I'm planning on making about 10 quarts out of that. So by the time I'm said and done, I'm hoping that comes out about $2 a quart, maybe less. I'll do the math on that a little bit later. So we shall see. That's all my frozen goods for now. Let me show you what all else I'm gonna eat this month.
I love the Lowe's Color Studio. I can try on the season's colors, get samples, and make sure we pick the perfect one. Oh,
I bought me a coffee pot for
Dazzle. Does it say
$10.
modern? Does it say chic?
It's a 12 cup.
Signature. Look for it
No
only
big
at
deal.
Lowe's. Visit
But
us
for
right
$10,
here
I
at
can't
your
go
neighborhood
wrong
Lowe's
if I
store.
get a
Lowe's.
month's
Never stop.
deal out of it. I'll
Improving.
be all right. I got 20 of the top ramen noodles, 5 for $1. That ain't too bad. I thought I was doing pretty good. Now, one of my staples is that I have been having is pinto beans. These were, I think it's $1.79 a pack. But
All right. Somebody sent me a message, said we're looking at a commercial there, but anyway. Now you've got the beans, you've got the you picked up the ramen noodles. You picked up how many? 20 packages of ramen noodles, is that right?
Yeah, they were 5 for $1.
5 for $1. Sometimes you can get them 6 for $1 if they have a big sale on them. They push those around. Now, do you eat the flavor packets in the ramen noodles?
Yes, they're not good for you, but I like the spicy ones. I can do 2 of those and make a meal out of it, and stretch it out. Or I can add it to some hamburger and make like a hamburger helper with it.
Yeah.
You can use it for other things besides putting it in a soup bowl.
And sometimes, because of those noodles, the noodles at 6 for $1, I have actually weighed it out, the weight per the dollar. Sometimes, depending on how they're set up at the store, you actually get more noodles buying the packages than you do if you were to buy the noodles themselves, because it's such a small noodle. They consider it a special noodle, that you get those and I'm thinking, it's curly spaghetti, what's so hard about this? But they go with that price thing because it's got waves in it and whatever. But I don't make my own noodles. Do you make your own noodles?
No, I don't. I would like to have one of those KitchenAid machines to make them. I have friends that do make them, but those KitchenAids are expensive.
Yes, yeah. And I have to say, I have a KitchenAid. I have a 6-quart. The next size up is an industrial. So I do have the biggest home model KitchenAid. But it was a gift when my wife and I, for our first year, we got together. Her parents gave us that KitchenAid. It has a meat grinder attachment for it. That was the attachment that came with it, was a meat grinder and a dough hook. Those were the 2 things I wanted. So that's what
I did go on eBay. I found me a hand meat grinder that I can pick up for less than $20 that has 3 sausage tubes on it. That's one of my wish list on eBay. I am going to get me one of those. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to make my own sausage and maybe some hot dog links or kibasi's or something like that. I used to cut meat a lot, and I don't see why I can't buy big packages of pork or beef and make my own.
Yep, there you go. That's what we do. We cut our own down ourselves. We buy ours, and I've still got the Bell hog scraper in the other room from scraping pigs. So I know what it's like to cut your own meat down. So, all right, let's get back to this now. We got the pinto beans going here.
I can make a pot of 6 pots of beans right there. Not too bad. And a lot of protein, a lot of natural gas. Now, I bought generic instead of on my noodles. These are 88 cents a box for the rotini. I can get 3 or 4 meals out of each one of those. And they become a real good staple in my house. Mix them up with, I'll show you how to make them if anybody wants to know. Let me do a little bit of tomato sauce, garlic powder, and good to go. My Domino sugar there, I had a 75 cent coupon when you buy 2. Wasn't a bad deal. Canola oil. I don't know what I paid for it. Forgot it was one of my staples. Hellman mayonnaise. Had a $1 off coupon for it. Wasn't a bad deal. Jif was on sale. I didn't have a coupon. Couldn't find one. But those were 2 for $5. One of the things I really had right here that I like is a 6-pack of the corn muffin mix. They were like 78 cents each when I bought them in a 6-pack. That's a pretty good deal if you ask me. I like that. I went and got some honey. I think it was $7 for that. It was a good deal, I guess. I don't know. Haven't had any honey in a long time. I've been wanting to get back into all natural stuff. I've got other uses. It's antibiotic, you know. Look up all the uses for honey. It comes in handy. My grits here, they had them on special. Buy one, get one free. Redneck from Missouri, grits and eggs in the morning. That's one of the cheapest meals that you'll ever have.
Well, I'm just going to have to fall over and faint here. He got grits. I just picked grits up myself the other day, and I got one better. I got some shredded cheese to throw in them grits. So I know that'd go on there. But I like my shredded cheese thrown in my grits. So, yeah, grits and eggs with a little bit of cheese on it. And I'm a happy camper there. Now, are those tortillas? I'm going to ask. They look like they're corn tortillas from here.
I got both flour and corn tortillas. Got 2 packages of each.
There you go. All right, we'll go back to playing, but I saw the grits, and you got my heart right there, buddy.
Corn tortillas, I bought 2 packages. They're $3 a piece or better. You know, a couple of them in the morning, you'll be all right. I got 2 of the corn tortillas, 2 of the flour tortillas. The rice-a-roni, I got the broccoli ones. Broccoli and rice, chicken and broccoli is what they are. $1 a pop. You get 1, 2, I got 5 of those. And it's a quick meal. I bought me a big jar of jalapenos back.
All right, now I got to stop here because in the room, Peggy says, I think it was Peggy, or is it, I'm sorry, is it Foggy? I don't know, I couldn't see the name. I'm sorry, Foggy. Foggy. I'm sorry, Peggy. Where did I come up with Peggy from? Anyway, Fogg says he doesn't know what grits are. Italian-wise, it would be, what do I want to say? Placento? Something like that?
Polenta.
Polenta, okay.
Polenta.
It's a very small noodle. Or not noodle.
No.
What do you call it?
It is a cornmeal. It is a coarsely ground white cornmeal.
Is that what it is? Okay. I thought I wanted to say it was almost like a pasta kind of thing, but I got it wrong. That's right. So yeah, but the grits is good. Add a little water, sometimes a little. I don't even bother with milk on mine. I just add water to mine and put eggs in it and go to town. So maybe a touch of salt.
I put cheese, eggs, and garlic powder in mine. That's the way I like it.
Yeah. So you just use water?
Yes, sir. No, I don't use milk.
Yeah. I don't use milk on mine either. But jalapenos he picked up, huh?
Yeah. That was about $2.50 for that big jar, and it'll last me a month.
Wouldn't last me a week.
That'll last me a month and a half. I think it was $3 or $4.
No, it's not couscous.
I put that in
Rich is thinking of couscous, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking couscous. I'm sorry. No, grits is cornmeal.
Campbell soups, they were $1 each. Oh my God, he spent
Now those soups I can mix with the pasta. Campbell. I can make a meal that way. I can add a little bit of hamburger meat to it, and make another hamburger helper meal, homemade.
I like the rice-a-roni with the what they call it, dirty rice or Spanish rice, and putting a little hamburger in with it.
Exactly.
Yep. So,
a little bit of Cajun seasoning, you're good to go.
Now you guys got any more questions? Just keep them coming, man. We'll do darndest we can to answer them. I'm a sounding board for everybody. That's why I seem like I'm on every show, is because a lot of people need somebody to speak with besides just getting on there. And dude's real good about doing his own show until he starts stuttering and muttering, and then he wants me to jump in. But it's sometimes people need somebody to bounce off of. That's why I don't bother having my own show anymore, because I'm on everybody's show.
Soups. Why didn't he just make
Mike said the oatmeal's kind of like, it's kind of like oatmeal for the grits there, but it's a geographical thing down south where we're from. You put eggs in it. Up here, they do put milk, sugar, and butter in their grits and stuff like that, but it's a geographical thing, how you eat it to where you live.
Yeah, I've seen people put cinnamon and raisins and honey and just ruin a good bowl of grits. No, I'm just kidding.
I agree with you, Rich, 100%.
It is, though. It's it's kind of strange. People down south, that's like asking somebody out west. People out west. A lot of people. Now I'm in Cincinnati, And then there's Cincinnati style chili, okay? And people out west, I got a buddy of mine lives out in Nevada, and he says chili is not red in color, chili is green, okay? And he said chili should not be red in color, so it should not be tomato-based chili. It should be chili-based chili, and then it may have some tomatoes in it. But so there's a big, you know, it's like Kansas City barbecue sauce versus somebody else's barbecue sauce, whether it's vinegar or sweet or whatever. So different places eat them different ways, but as long as it goes down, it tastes good.
They were 5 for $5.
Well, chili con carne, you know, that's the kind of a red with your hamburger meat in it, and then you got the real chili has got beans in it, and then if you get out into New Mexico, Arizona, they have the New Mexico chili out there, which can be red or green. Then you get out into California, they got all kinds of chilies out there, which they usually make it out of the Anaheim chili, and that's a green one, but it is not as hot as the New Mexico.
Somebody in California makes chili with chicken, so don't even go there. We won't even talk about the California chicken, okay? That's not that's not chili. All right, let's get back to the video.
Coupon where if you buy 5, you get $1 off. So if I bought 10, I only paid for 8, got 2 for free. Wasn't a bad deal. Tomato sauce or spaghetti sauce. My little local store has had these on sale for 88 cents a can, and for a long time. And I can get 2 meals out of one of those cans with those pastas I showed you. Add a can of chicken with that, or grind up, you know, make a pasta meal, spaghetti with meat or whatever. That one lone can over there is fruit cocktail. And I am going to start the, what they call mother, or which is the fermented cocktail fruit that you let it sit for 30 days. You can put that on top of your ice cream, or you can make a 30-day-old cake or whatever. So, you know, you got a good idea of what I plan on eating this month. I've done up my bills, and I probably got about $20 more that I can spend on food. I still plan on, if I can get a ride over to Save-A-Lot, and if they still got those chicken breast on sale for 99 cents a pound, I'm going to buy some. So, you know, am I going to be eating steak and shrimp every night? No. Am I going to be eating good? Yeah. Is there a lot of carbohydrates in all this? Maybe a little bit. But the protein levels and everything are doing good. So let me know what you think on what I've spent and the coupons. I did wind up saving about $9.50 on coupons. And I turned around with my store card. I don't know if it's how that really works, but when they scanned the store card, it said that I saved $42. So that is based, I don't know, that is an unrealized savings. If you didn't have your store card, you didn't have coupons, you would have paid that much more. But the store card's free. So I did see $9.50 come off in coupons. And because I had their store card, I paid, or I did not pay another $43. $43, which wasn't a bad haul. So you can kind of see what all I plan on eating this month. And I got a confession. I did blow, and I bought me a pizza. Papa John's pizza was $23 this month. Could I have made it at home? Yeah. But that's my treat for the month, was my Papa John's pizza. So this is what I'm going to live off for the other 29 days of the month. Let me know what you think. God bless. Countryman out.
All righty. So what do you guys think? I think you could use a little more fruit in there, but you got to stretch the dollars where you can. Maybe some vegetables, but I don't know if you're a veggie eating kind of man. I know you like the fruit, so. The big question was, do you forage for anything? Do you pick any wild fruits or vegetables? Stretch your, do you do any fishing or anything like that?
Well, I've got a yard full of dandelions right now. I am going to pick me some dandelion greens this week and maybe some flowers.
I like this.
Yeah.
I live in town. I don't know if I can go wrong the sides of these. I got a golf course over here. I'm hoping to get me some poke salad off the edge of that. As far as foraging, that's about all I can do. I do buy a lot of greens when it comes to my collard greens and turnip greens and stuff like that when I catch them on sale or whatever. Fruit, I'm not big on. I do buy some in the can occasionally, maybe a bag of apples to make a pie. But when you're on a limited budget, you start doing the produce.
More than 2 years ago,
it gets
the people of
expensive
BP
real
made
quick.
a commitment to the Gulf, and every day since,
that's what I
we
tell
worked
you.
hard to keep it. Today, the beaches in Gulf are open for everyone to enjoy.
Now, this
We've
mother
shared what
thing
we've
you're
learned so
gonna
we
do.
can all produce energy
I got the video on the
more
mother that
safely.
we can play on here.
BP
Explain to
is
me a
also
little about the mother.
committed to America. We support
Well,
nearly
mothers and fathers
250,000
and
jobs
kids.
and
Oh, you're
invest more
talking about
here
the other
than
kind.
anywhere else.
This
We're
is
working
it.
to fuel America for
I put
generations to come. Our commitment has never been stronger.
2 cups of water and the yeast and let it start fermenting, the yeast get active. Then I put the fruit cocktail in there, and what it does is ferment. It smells real good. I mean, anybody's ever done their own
Is that like Pruno?
whatever, that's what it smells. And for 30 days, you let it sit. 2 weeks. After the first 2 weeks, you add a little bit more sugar to it to keep it going.
Now, wait a
And
minute,
then
wait a minute,
you
wait a
add
minute. We lost you there for a minute. For 30 days, you do what?
for 30 days, you keep it going. After the first 2 weeks, you add a little bit more sugar. That way, it keeps fermenting, and it will it'll ferment. It'll smell like not rotten fruit, but fermented fruit, and you can take you out a cup of that. You can mix it with your cake mixes and bake it, and you'll have what they call a 30-day old cake.
Oh.
It will make your house smell real good, like a brewery. But when you bake it, it bakes all the alcohol out of it. You can take a couple of spoonfuls of this and put it on top of your ice cream or your pies or whatever, and use it as a fermented fruit.
Okay. What's
It works out pretty good. The great big book that where's it at?
I'm gonna have to try that here now. I got some fruit cocktail up there that I ain't busted into. Now, do I need to drain the fruit cocktail or anything?
No, just throw it in there.
Okay.
This Country Wisdom and Know-How book,
Yep.
I got the recipe out of it.
All right. And I happen to have that book myself.
And it works out pretty good.
Good. Good. All right, now. This is where we lose half the people in the chat room. They're going to keel over and have problems. We're going to talk about menudo and pinto beans. Okay?
We going to talk about it, or we going to play the video?
Well, we're going to play the video. We're going to talk about it and tell them what menudo is so they get an idea.
Beef stomach.
All right, hold on. We're echoing back through. Let's try it again.
Cow stomach.
Cow stomach. All right. And that's where we're going to lose part of the people out of this room. They're going to see that and go, cow stomach. Ah! So I don't know if you've all ever had tripe, but that's what it is. It is the cow stomach, the inside cow stomach, and they clean it all up and brush it all out and do all kinds of good stuff with it to get it all clean and everything. And that tripe, and when you fix it this way, it is called menudo and pinto beans. Now, I'm going to play this video now. Well, what?
It's called menudo.
It's called
I
menudo.
also canned pinto beans in the video, but they're not yet the same dish.
Right. Okay. Oh, the pinto beans are separate.
The pinto beans are canned in a jar. The menudo, which is the beef tripe and hominy and chili powder. That's all, and pork's feet, pig's feet. That's what's in the menudo soup.
All right, well, let's hit this button and play this, and we'll see how many of them fall over out of here, and we'll watch the rest of it.
Hey, y'all, Countryman here. I am going to make menudo. I've got 10 pounds of honeycomb tripe there, thawing out in the sink. As it thaws out, I'm cutting it up in about 2-inch pieces. No big deal. And this is what it looks like. That's the reason they call it honeycomb. That's the inside of a cow's stomach. I've got 2 onions here, which is the only 2 I got, but I'm going to put them in the water to boil along with it. It takes out the, let's call it gamey taste that intestines would have. And in my pot there, I've started putting my menudo in there. This is going to boil for about 4 hours. And I've got my hominy here. There's 2, 4, 6, 8 cans of white hominy. I'm about too short. We should have a gallon of hominy. Up here, the only other ingredient that I'm putting in there is my menudo mix. So I do have one more ingredient, and that is my pig's feet. They're in the, I got ham hocks is what I got, and they are smoked. And all you're going to do is put them in there for flavor. Regular pig's feet is what you're supposed to use, but I couldn't find none, so I'm going to use my ham hocks to give it a little flavor. And the main ingredients is the hominy, the tripe, and the spices. And that's about it. Along with the onions, if you got them, go ahead and slice you 2 lemons in half, or put about a cup of lemon juice in the water. And boil this down. It's going to turn whiter than white. And I'm going to finish this video tomorrow, for the simple fact that tonight, after this boils, I'm going to turn it off and let it cool down. And 75% of the fat out of my tripe is going to come to the top and congeal. And then I'm going to skim that off, bring it back to a boil, put my menudo spice in there and my hominy, and cook it for about another hour, hour and a half on simmer, and then we will have our menudo. Now I've got my jars. I'm going to can this up in quart jars, wide mouth, and I'm going to leave about 1 inch head space. I'm going to pressure can it for 90 minutes. Based on my elevation is 12 pounds. So you got to check your book on that. But that's what I'm doing. And these pieces here, you can see them. They'll look just like that when you get done. And these are, I'll cut these up. I'm using my scissors to cut them up. Got my scissors here for your chicken or whatever. They come with my cutting block. But I got a lot of work to do, so I'll get back to you guys later. Countryman out for now. That's a 21 quart pressure canner there. It's about 1/4 of the way full. That's 10 pounds of menudo and a couple of onions. Going to cook this all night long for you guys. And then we'll, like I said earlier, we'll go ahead and put our hominy and our menudo seasoning in it. And I'll get back to you later. Countryman out for now. 10 pounds of tripe. 8 cans of white hominy. I'm going to put me about, at least a cup of my menudo spice in there. I'm going to fill this 21 quart pot
back up. That's a lot of hard work, but it's sure worth it.
Halfway full, and I'm going to let this simmer for about 2 or 3 more hours. And, actually, I'm going to put it on simmer and cook it all night long.
How's it smell in the house?
And tomorrow we're going to can it up. Just want to let you know.
Gamey.
Let you look at what that menudo looks like. The
it ain't bad.
Looks like
it ain't as bad as everybody thinks it is. But
the white hominy and everything.
But the what?
It does have a smell.
Well, yeah, it does have a smell. And it's better than cleaning intestines, which both of us know about. But you know, it does have a smell. But that's just what you have to deal with in real life. And if it comes down to it, people are going to want to know how to use every part of the animal, and that's what we get back with this. You know, there's people who know what haggis is, there's people who eat kidneys, there's people who eat hearts and lungs and livers and stomachs and other things, and there's just people who can't deal with that. So
you're not going to find it on the menu at McDonald's.
No, that's
if you put lemon, and I didn't have I didn't have any lemon, but if you cut up a couple of half of lemons and throw it in there, and I put 2 onions in it, it's not going to stink.
Yeah.
And you rinse it real good. I rinsed it in the water in the sink, then I cut it up, and then you boil it once. I drained that water off, and then I put my hominy and everything and put fresh water in it, and it tastes it takes a lot of the bad smell, flavor out, and once you get it put together, it tastes like $1 million.
Right. Well, it's just something we all need to learn how to do. If this, you know, if the economy goes down a tanker, and we're going to do whatever, and you know, you do with what you got to do with, and that's what our ancestors did. We've gotten away from that. We've become the McDonald's lifestyle. All right, let's see the rest of this bad boy. I'm getting hungry.
It's pretty good, and I'll let you go for now, and get a little further on down the road, I'll let you check back in. God bless. I've got about a 1/4 inch before the thread stopped there. I hope my batteries don't go dead. But what I'm going to do, once I get all my bubbles out, you got to go around the outside edge and get all your bubbles out. And what I got back here is a little bit of vinegar in a bowl, and I use a paper towel, and I go around that top edge there and get all the grease off. So that's important. Reach over here, I got my warm lids, pop the top right back down on top of them. You make sure that that's centered up. Put this in there and tighten it down just about finger tight. You don't want it too tight because the air is and bubbles has got to come out of there. And I am going to pressure. Well, there's 9 hours hard labor, y'all. There's 3, 6, 7 quarts of menudo. That's the beef tripe and hominy and the chili. And I wound up with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 pints of pinto beans.
Hey, he'd have had 2 more of each one of them if he hadn't ate them before he got them all canned up. You ain't telling him that part.
And 1 dead soldier. All Marines
It's
don't
good
make the
stuff,
cut.
Rich.
Oh, 1 dead soldier. What, did it blow up in the canner?
Yes, it did.
Oh, that's...
Whole bottom came out of that jar. I don't know why. The rest of them turned out perfect.
Well, you know, could have been air bubbles, could have been something wrong with the jar. That's a possibility. And that looks like a pretty clean break there. That could have been a defect in the jar and the glass itself. That doesn't look like a You know what I mean? That's a pretty clean break all the way around, really. Could have been a defect.
When I opened up the pressure canner, this is what I found. The lid was, before it cooled down, it was sealed, but the bottom of it just didn't make it. So, if you figure, I've got, I didn't save any money.
I love those smallmouth ball jars.
Making
I'm
that
going to be
menudo.
buying more.
Oh, smallmouth, what are they, pint size? Are those pints? Country?
Yeah, the pint jars.
Pint wide, wide mouth pint size?
No, I like the smallmouth ones there that I used for the beans. They worked out real good.
Oh, okay.
Way I figured it cost me about $3.75, $4 a quart, but I know what's in it, and it's all natural, so that counts for something. I should have had 2 more quarts, but I ate one last night and another one for breakfast this morning. It turned out delicious. The beans, I can turn around and make refried beans out of these. That's what I plan on it. That's more than a, those are 16-ounce pints. What do you got, a 12-ounce can when you buy refried beans in the store? So I'm getting 1.5 cans per pint. And I'm happy. The beans turned out real good. I want to thank Perry and Jen Ripito for showing me how to do that. He's my go-to guy when I need something for canning. And I've got a little bit more of this video I'm going to put up in the beginning of this, showing how to make the menudo. So God bless. Countryman out for now. Like I said, if I can do it, anybody can. Here's proof.
That's a good attitude to have.
So what are we doing for Mother's Day?
Oh, I see a commercial. I see a commercial now. Darn commercials.
All right, people in the room, let me know what you think.
Hey, honey, how's it going?
Let me show you.
I'm really interested in what everybody thinks about my canning and what I need to do to make the show a success, and what you guys want to hear from me.
Now, what all would you like to hear? Now, starting next week, we'll be running without commercials.
Why are twice as many people choosing Verizon over any other carrier?
Where did this come from?
Many choose us because we have the largest 4G LTE network.
Where's Avon at?
Others because of our reputation for reliability. Or maybe it's because we received J.D. Power & Associates Customer Service Award 4 times in a row. In the end, there are countless reasons, but one choice. That's powerful. Verizon.
All right. We should be done with all that stuff with the commercial stuff now. Now, let's get back to the important stuff here. What do you guys want to hear from Contreeman? He's looking for some kind of input on what you guys would like to learn, like to know, like to hear about. He'd like to know what you're interested in seeing or hearing. He needs a direction and going. He needs something happening. He needs somebody to point him in a direction. So I'd like to see him take that bag down off the back wall. I wonder who sent him that. And I want to see him do a bag race. That's what I want to see. I want to see you out of the yard doing a bag race around the yard with that bag. A couple laps, something like that. Now, you know, I think I just want to see you do stuff like you normally do. And if you do the dandelion stuff, I want to see that. I want to see you show how you would cut up a chicken when you get the chicken, and how you can up the chicken. You know, a lot of people buy this stuff, and, you know, there's like questions on a dented can. All right, we all see the dented cans at the grocery store on sale for less than half price. And you get the dented can, you bring the dented can home, you can recan the dented can. They need to think about that. You know, if you got 2 of those bean cans, like you said, oh, it's about 1.5, 2 cans in that jar. Well, you could get 2 dented cans for 50 cents and recan them and make a meal out of that. I mean,
Rich.
Yeah.
Does your car have dents in it?
My car does, yes.
You're still driving it?
sometimes. Yeah.
It works?
Yeah.
Even though it's got dents in it?
Yeah, but people are worried that their cans have dents in them. People were worried. Oh, it's a dented can. I'm like, botulism.
When you put the can opener and cut the lid off of it, it's going to have a hole in it too. But that's, it ain't going to hurt just because it's dented. It's what I'm trying to tell everybody.
Right, because it's dented and it's not leaking, and you don't have a problem. But people are not into this anymore. People don't, like the lady at the store told my daughter, I can't buy that chicken. It's got blood in it.
Down in Arkansas, where I was born in southeast Missouri, right next to northeast Arkansas, they used to have a lot of black-eyed peas that they grew down there, and Bush Canning had a canning factory there. Well, 70s, early 80s, they had a dented can store. The whole store was nothing but dented can. You could go in there and buy pinto beans, 5 cans for $1, but they could not sell it because it was dented.
That's right. Can't sell it. It's dented. People want perfect. They don't want stuff that's got blemishes on it. They want perfect.
I've got a Sam's Club card. Sam's Club is about 8 miles away. My ride that I had to Sam's Club is no longer taking me. So I'm hoping to get a ride there maybe once every 2 or 3 months. I will stock up. But they do have a good deal on their meats at Sam's Club. It's worth your money if you're going to spend, what is it, $30 a year for that. Go ahead and do it. You got to buy bulk. But, if you're getting the canning meats or whatever, last time I was there, I got the big tenderloins. I think they're 9-10 pounds. Yep. And paid $18 for it. $1.80 a pound for center cut pork chops.
Yeah, pork loin. Now this is a real pork loin. This is like a 2.5 foot long pork loin.
You betcha. It's as big as my arm. Yep, and slice them up, put them 4 or 5 in a package, and put them in the freezer. I canned some in half-pint jars. That way I can take it out and use for pulled pork. Throw some sweet baby Ray on top of that. Throw it on a hamburger bun. I'm good to go.
Yeah, I see people buy pork loin in the store. Now, Kroger's down here sells pork loin, and they're about 2 pounds. And, they get like $8 for it. And I'm like, that's not a pork loin. That's a piece of pork loin.
Yes.
Real pork loins are like 2-3. Hogs are big animals. They're not no little, foot-long piglet. Hogs, when they do pork loins, you're looking at like a 2.5-3 foot long piece of meat. And there's 2 of them on a hog.
And there's one on each side of the backbone, and it goes the full length of the hog.
So, and that's a no fat on the inside of it. There's fat on the outside, but there is, it's a big, nice, tender piece of meat. That's one of the if you guys ever been deer hunting and you get a deer loin, that's what you get off the pig. The same thing off a beef loin. That's a big money item.
Better known as backstrap.
Yeah, people don't know what to do with a big piece of meat like that, so you just cut it down into more manageable sized pieces.
I grew up down the road from what I call a mule skinner. In the fall of the year, he would kill hogs for everybody, and I killed 17 hogs in one day. One day, there was 4 of us that done that, and I learned how to do it then. Then I went to college, and I was a meat cutter for a steakhouse back when steakhouses used to cut their own meat. And then I went to California and was living with some Hispanic people, and we killed hogs in the wintertime and, cut up our own meat. So I've been around meat cutting all my life, and butchering any kind of animal is not that hard. If you think it is hard, put it in YouTube and search engine, and you can find a video on how to do it. I mean, it's not that hard.
It's rocket science, and if a country boy can do it, anybody can.
Amen. I agree. you'd be surprised what I know. I mean, I'm not good at it, but I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none.
Well, the real men looks like. Excuse me, there is one female with us, but the real men look like they hooked through the end on the tripe. With that part going on, there's at least 8 of us here, so we made it through that. We appreciate you all being here for it. Remember, next week we'll be totally, at least that's what they're telling me. We should be next week totally ad-free. That's what I'm being told. So, Country, I think it was a great show. I think you did a wonderful job. We have those 3 things there. I know you worry about what to do because all the new people want to know that. Oh, what am I going to do my next show on? Oh, what's it going to... Just be yourself, brother. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to know, you know.
They're talking about baby food in the room right quick. Get you a bullet blender, and anything you cook for supper, put it in that bullet blender and serve it to that baby. And at 6 months old, my twins was eating solid food. I put in a blender.
Yeah.
Don't buy that baby food.
No, she don't. She's making baby food.
You bet you.
She grinds that up, makes that, and Friday, tomorrow, will be part 2, where she shows canning the baby food and making up the baby food that they do there at home. So it goes right along with us, getting back to basics, doing our own thing, self-reliance, self-sufficiency, everything we want to teach around here at Around the Cabin. What we're doing around our cabin, around everybody else's cabin. That's right. Her and Crazy 23 and the baby. I think there might be a guest appearance in this one, I've been told, so you might want to be here and take a video and watch on that. I think somebody who's never been on video before with us might be on video tomorrow night, and that person may walk in. But y'all, you did a great job, Country. I am impressed. I want to see, them. I didn't. You know what? I didn't see any eggs.
I got 8 dozen.
You got 8 dozen eggs. You didn't show the eggs. You got 8 dozen eggs.
8 dozen eggs, 2 pounds of butter. I really didn't open the fridge and show everybody, but I got my stuff like that.
Now, I have found out instead of hard boiling eggs anymore, you know what I'm doing? I'm steaming my eggs.
I'm listening.
I watched Alton Brown steaming eggs. The least you can do at one time is 4. It takes less water and quicker time. Steams the eggs, and they are wonderful. I quit boiling eggs, so there's one for you to look up, buddy. Alton Brown, steam hard boiling eggs by steaming them. He's not boiling them anymore. And I started doing that, and I swear I learned something new because I made great hard boiled eggs. That's one thing people used to ask me to bring to parties was hard boiled eggs or what do you call it, deviled eggs, things like that. They loved my eggs, right? Because my eggs never were, never had the gray ring or anything like that. And they told me, start bringing that in, and I did that for a long time, and I tried this thing with Alton Brown that I found on YouTube. I steam the eggs now instead of boiling them, and I'll never go back to boiling. So you guys can look that up on there, Alton Brown and steamed eggs. Let's see if I can find a link real quick for everybody. It's from Alton Brown. Oh yeah, here we go. There's another video. Alton Brown explains foolproof way to hard cook Food Network.
Introducing Pizzeria from DiGiorno, a whole new.
And looks like I got a link. If I can get back to the chat room. See if that'll work. See if that'll play for y'all. I don't mind.
Richard, we just doing an hour show tonight, or are we gonna keep going?
Well, you know what? Since we own the channel, we can do whatever we want. We can keep chatting if they want to keep watching. We do the hour show. We run a few minutes over. It don't matter.
Pizza for people who are skeptical about frozen pizza, skeptical about a crispy crust that's amazingly airy.
Well, we lost our
full of flavor.
Chat administrator, so we got to watch our P's and Q's on our own.
Yeah,
new Pizzeria from DiGiorno.
We'll be out here soon, but yeah, I just wanted to keep going with that. Yeah.
Hey, American Cook, what you got? Ooh, hard-boiled eggs. Yum. Well, they can be delicious.
that is a working link, so that should work for you. If you guys copy and paste that, do whatever you want to do. We'll call it a night. Chat administrator had to run off on me. And Country, you did a great job like always, brother. Appreciate everybody being here. Foggy, Miker, Show 13. Sleep no more. Somebody wake him up. Time show's over. Miker, thanks for being there. Silo, I see you sneaking over in the corner. I know where you're at. So, appreciate it, guys. See y'all tomorrow night, Friday night. Then this weekend, we're not going to do any movies or anything this weekend, because this weekend we're going to shift the website. You guys probably won't notice anything on your end, but we're actually shifting to a different server. So what we're going to do is shift to the other server, kill one server, and open the other one up. And after we get the switch moved over, but it'll still be aroundthecabin.com. Nothing will change on your guys' end, except it'll look a little better. So we'll see y'all later. Have a good one.